Alrighty, so this is going to be Module 4, D&E, Option A. So we're going to be dividing a unit fraction by a whole number. So let's go ahead and start by reading the word problem. It reads, Ella used half a cup of frosting to decorate cupcakes. She divided all the frosting equally among 4 cupcakes. How much frosting did Ella use on each cupcake? So I want to go ahead and start by sort of defining what a unit fraction is. So basically we have got here 1/2, and that is our number we will be working with today. Okay, 1/2. The definition of a unit fraction is 1 over any number, 1 over b. You see that? A unit fraction always has the number 1 on the top. So it always has this. Okay? And unit fractions are numbers, are the building blocks of all fractions. So let's say we had the number 5/4. Well, the building block of 5/4 would be 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 all the way and so on until we got to 5, right? Because our unit fraction is always this. So we have to use this unit fraction 1/2 in order to solve this problem. So basically what we're trying to do is get 1/2 divided into 4, right? Well, for this problem, 1/2 is actually going to be our whole. So this is going to be our whole. We are trying to divide this whole into 4 equal sized parts. I'm going to write that. 4 equally sized parts. But what we are trying to figure out is what size are those equally sized parts, right? So we're trying to figure out how many, or we're trying to figure out how much frosting was on each of those 4 cupcakes, right? How much frosting was on each of those 4 cupcakes if she only used half of the container. She only used half that cup of cupcakes, half that cup of frosting, excuse me. Okay? So this is kind of a little diagram I drew out for you. But I'm going to show you 2 different strategies in order to solve this. Alrighty? 2 different strategies. Okay, so starting with the area model. Remember how I told you we're going to be using fraction circles? Well, remember how I told you that our whole was going to be 1/2? Well, it is. Let's go ahead and move this. Our whole is going to be 1/2. So take this whole away and make it into half. See what I did there? Okay. Now, let's try dividing this half into another half. So splitting this half into 2. That would give me 1/4. But this is not enough, right? If she used 1/4 of a cup of frosting for the cupcakes, she would only be able to frost 2 cupcakes, okay? She would only be able to frost 2 cupcakes because that's equal. All right? Well, now I have to figure out how to get a little more out of that frosting. Okay, I need a little bit more than that. What if I divided each of those 4ths into 2? Do you think that would be 4 equally sized parts? It would. It would make it 4 equal sized parts. You see that? So now I've got 1/8. 1/8. 4/8 equals 1/2. And she only needed 1/8 of a cup of frosting on each cupcake. And so that is how we figured it out using fraction circles. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did it using fraction tiles using the linear model. So here we have our linear model. Remember I told you we had one whole? Usually when we're working with fractions, your whole is 1, right? But for today, our whole, take away that whole, is going to be half. So this is all we're trying to find. This is all we're trying to find because she only used half of that cup of frosting, right? And so we have half, and we have half, and that's our whole. So let's try first start by trying fourths, right? So if I divide that half into 2, I get 1/4. Now I wanted to show you, you can totally do this by using trial and error also if you really wanted to, just to try it out. But I wanted to show you, like, if I would jump to 1/3, that isn't going to cut my 1/2 equally. And that is the key when using fractions. You want to make sure we're cutting it equally. Okay, so take away that 1/3. I've got 1/2. And I've got 2 equal size groups of 1/4. Right, so let's say she was only frosting 2 cupcakes. She could totally use just 1/4 of the cup of frosting, right? But she needs to frost 4 cupcakes. So I went ahead and broke that into 2 again. Break that into 2, and I've got me some 1/8, right? So this is just another way that this is showing me that I can break 1/2 into 4 equal sized groups of 1/8. Okay? And remember we were trying to find what size that was? Well, it looks like we got our answer. We got 1/8. Boom.